So if you want to know who Julian Assange is, for a lot of people it will be enough to know that he rejects totally 9/11 truth. He doesn't like it. He says, those people annoy me. So Assange is essentially an enemy of 9/11 truth. And what he's really saying is that the only scandals, the only conspiracies that are allowed, that can be brought into the polite discussion of these geeks and dehumanized characters of his own ilk, are the conspiracies that he approves, that have been vetted by his crew of international hackers and related characters. Now, we look at Wikileaks. We see an organization quite evidently in the orbit of the Open Society Institute, generally of the Soros body of opinion in the world. The question I would have to Assange is, who pays you? We're told that you live the life of a nomad, that you go across the world living out of a backpack. You show up in airports all over the place. Who pays for this, Julian Assange? Who funds you? Where's the money coming from? Watergate, listen, follow the money. I want to know who pays Assange. It's a very elementary question. How do you get money to buy these expensive tickets? Now, if we look at the board of this foundation, the WikiLeaks board of directors, who do we find? Ben Laurie, former top security official of Google. Well, we know that Google comes out of a project funded by In-Q-Tel, the proprietary launched into the world by the CIA to keep the U.S. intelligence community at the cutting edge of information technology. We also know that Google, in the meantime, has now practically merged with the National Security Agency. The ties were always close, quite evidently. The sabotage and censorship was always there. Again, 9/11 truth, the best way to gauge this. There's a real scandal where real journalism would have been needed. Assange is not interested. He's hostile. He's a ferocious enemy of 9/11 truth who's parading himself as an enemy of the establishment, and we're supposed to believe that his life is in danger. Assange can give open press conferences in London, and nothing happens to him. Nobody lays a glove on him. It's also clear if the U.S., if the Pentagon wanted to destroy Assange's websites, they could do this within an hour, given the hacking techniques that they have on their side. They don't do it. There's not even a legal attempt. There's no legal action to try to stop this. There's just nothing done. So Ben Laurie is one. We look at this guy, Wang Dan. The rest of the board is largely Chinese. As a matter of fact, when this thing first came on the scene, it was largely thought to be something targeting China. In other words, it was going to put out revelations that would be embarrassing to the Chinese government, the Chinese Communist Party leadership. Wang Dan is a Project Democracy operative, National Endowment for Democracy. We've also got Xiao Chang. Xiao Chang is the International Committee for Tibet. In other words, he's a big fan of the Dalai Lama, that darling of rich elitists and mystics and intelligence spooks across the Western world. Xiao Chang operates at UC Berkeley. He seems to be part of Radio Free Asia, which is linked to Soros. We've also got this guy on the board, Kam Sit-sang, who is a Tibetan democracy activist. Well, we know what this all amounts to. It's a gaggle of so-called democracy activists, all in the orbit of the U.S. intelligence community, and especially of the Soros wing thereof. And they operate under left cover. This is an indispensable thing. They have to have this Rousseauvian overtone that they're anti-authoritarian and they're fighting big government, I guess you can say. What this is, we must go back to Cass Sunstein, the current czar for information regulation. Imagine that, information regulation in the Obama White House. Sunstein said a while ago that you've got to suppress conspiracy theorists and 9/11 truth activists on the Internet, and the way you've got to do this is indirectly by cognitive disruption and cognitive countermeasures. Now, that's not going to be a cigar-chomping right-wing character saying that 9/11 truth is for traitors, it's going to be something like this. It's going to be something that pushes the 9/11 agenda and any other things to the side and puts in the center the things that the CIA and the intelligence community want to be there, which again is why the Afghan war is hopeless and why we've now got to turn our attention to Iran.